We're going to go ahead and start the public hearing this evening. It's 6:04. Madam Clerk, will you call the roll, please?
Councilman Striplin. Here. Councilman Wood. Here. Councilman Miller. Here. Councilman Reniger.
Here.
Councilman Bowles. Here. Councilman Fink.
Here. We'll call the meeting officially to order. We have one item on the public hearing agenda. It's an appeal by Miss Melissa Bishop regarding a dilapidated structure at 361 10th Street. Is there anyone here that would like to come before the council and speak in favor of this agenda item?
Yes, I am.
Please come forward, ma'am, to the microphone and state your name and your address, please.
My name is Melissa Bishop. The particular address that we're talking about tonight is the 261 10th Street, Prattville, Alabama.
What is your address, ma'am? Where do you live?
My address is 2348 County Road 61, Deatsville, Alabama.
Thank you, ma'am. Go ahead.
Okay. I submitted a request to have an extension on having the home torn down. That was after I got a notice that it needed to be torn down within 30 days. And I did get an estimate, and I would like to have that extended more than just 3 months, because I requested for an extension of 3 months. I would like for 6 months if that's possible.
Is there any questions of Mrs. Bishop from the council? Mr. Wood?
Thank you, sir. Ms. Bishop, do you own that property?
Yes.
How long have you owned it?
Well, actually, it's property that has been willed over to me by my father. Mm-hmm. And it's been in the family probably over 20 years, I know, because it belonged to his mother.
Okay. But how long have you?
About 6 years.
6 years. Is this the first time you've gotten notice of having to do something to that particular property?
Yes.
Okay. That's all for right now, Mr. Chair.
Any other questions from any of the council members of Ms. Bishop? Thank you, ma'am. We'll take your request under consideration.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else that would like to speak in favor of this agenda item? Is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak in opposition to this agenda item?
Mr. Chair.
Yes, sir.
At this time, I'd like for the planning department to come forward and give their report on this particular item.
Mr. Duke,
may get some
would
more
you
clarification.
come forward, please, and give us a briefing on this?
Good evening. You have before you, I believe, or you were sent in your packets for this meeting, a copy of our correspondence with Ms. Bishop concerning the property at 261 10th Street. You can also see in that packet, I believe you were given a copy of the inspector's report indicating that the property does not meet the city's minimum housing code, and we stated that it needs to be demolished or repaired so that it does meet the code. Ms. Bishop was given the standard 45 days required by Title 11, Chapter 53B of the Code of Alabama, and she has made an appeal within the 30 days as allowed by that code. Be glad to answer any questions.
Any questions from Mr. Duke, really?
Yes, thank you.
Councilman Wood.
When you say standard 45 days, that's initial.
Yes, sir. When we have a dilapidated property that reaches this stage where we declare it to be a nuisance and require that it be repaired or demolished, usually we've worked on it several years to try to get that property repaired. And generally we work a list that's based on complaints received from the neighbors or presented by council members. And this was the next one on the list.
You know, I really don't want to put a hardship on anybody. I represent that area, and right now I know we've had 2 buildings and homes, rather, that have been demolished and trying to clean it up. I would like to work with Ms. Bishop. I don't think I would support an additional 90 days, 45 days. If it's already granted, am I correct?
Yes, sir. They had 45 days to deal with the issue, and they had actually 30 days to request an appeal.
So if we granted an appeal tonight of 30 days and another month, what would be the total days that she would have?
Okay. The initial notice was sent on December the 13th, so we're basically close to the. We've passed the 45 days at this point.
Okay. It would be my recommendation to do 45 days.
Okay. And the way that would work, Mr. Wood, is we did not prepare a resolution for you this evening. We did not know the pleasure of the council. So we would offer that for someone to introduce at your next meeting. So they have that 2 weeks plus whatever time period you put in the resolution.
Okay. And then at the end of that point, the building would be up for demolition.
Yes, sir. We've already taken bids in anticipation of your action, and depending on how you word the resolution, we would proceed with demolition at that point.
Mr. Chair, I would ask that Mr. Duke prepare that resolution for me and get with Ms. Bishop and explain to her the extent of the extension that she has.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Do I understand that you intend to sponsor that resolution
Yes,
for
I
our
do.
next meeting?
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Any further questions for Mr. Duke before he sits down? Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. That is the only item on our public hearing agenda. At this time, the chair will entertain a motion to adjourn the public hearing. Moved by Councilman Bowes. Is there a second? Second by Councilman Strickland. All those in favor of adjournment of the public hearing, raise your right hand, please. Any opposition for a like sign? The public hearing is closed. This time,